still quality, real quality on the pitch whenever he's out there. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what Army has on the table for Aguilas. But then at 8:30 p.m. is the big one. Manila Digger, perennial runners up in the previous season. They're really looking to take that next step, but they're up against a TAGUIG side that, when you look at the form table, perhaps just the pinnacle right now. Back-to-back wins against tough contenders. TAGUIG are looking really good, Claro. What do you think? Do you think they're going to be able to make it 3 in a row against a team like Manila Digger?
Whatever answer I say, yari ako sa kanila. If I say Digger, Patrick Rashel's gonna get mad. If I say TAGUIG, magagalit si Sekou Cisse. He's gonna be on me. But with this, I'd like to think Manila Digger have yet to click. TAGUIG got to click already. So I'll favor TAGUIG in this scenario. Yeah, I'll put it that way, simple as this. And this is a matchup where you look down the line, whoever loses, they're gonna look back at this one. Oh, we're here. We're playing catch up in the standings because we lost this game. So that's why this is gonna be one of those high caliber games like what we've been seeing in the previous weeks.
I look at this match and it feels like it's gonna be a gauge, really, of how this title race is gonna pan out, and it's gonna set a marker for the league in what to expect in terms of quality for the rest of the season. It's a big one, Diego. One of the biggest that we've seen in this first round. Manila Digger versus TAGUIG. It promises to be pretty explosive.
Yeah, it's second versus third. By the way, you want to give the update?
I saw you there. You made a face there, and I see the reason why. 89th minute, Kong and Hanoi have scored against Cebu. Rico Andes scored for Kong.
Ayun, na-shoot sa kabila.
Joke lang. Unfortunately, na Rico Andes ang Cebu with a late goal from Kong and Hanoi. Of course, this is a game that's being played in Vietnam, so I'm sure the crowd is going wild over there in Vietnam at the moment. But that's a brutal one. Tough for Cebu. Hopefully they find a miracle here with a minute and added time to go. Sorry to cut you off there, Diego.
Yeah, well, for this last game in particular, Manila Digger versus TAGUIG, it's second versus third, which is always going to be a treat for any fan of the PFL. So do come to Rizal to watch this game, or if you can't, catch it online. I really can't split this one because there are signs for both teams that they can take all 3 points here. Manila Digger, again, they score goals. That's what we know that they do. But again, they did dig in deep against Mahardika. For TAGUIG, on the other hand, what a start to the season this is. Imagine if you get wins against Cebu, Aguilas, and Manila Digger. That puts you up there already in 3 6-pointers against rivals. So there's a lot to lose here if you're either side. And that's probably why I'm going to play it safe. I think this is going to end as a draw.
Choose someone, man. You just don't want our friends to get mad at you.
The thing that we've seen from Manila Digger is they've been hot and cold. And they haven't, as you said, clicked quite yet.
Yeah.
But they're always dangerous. And that's why you always tune into a Manila Digger game, because you never know what's going to happen, right? But there's always a potential for magic from their team. And they're up against, again, TAGUIG that is flying. And Patrick Reichelt, a goal and assist again, I believe. Did he score a goal?
Yeah, penalty.
Yeah, right?
Penalty
So
in the end, yeah.
the guy is on fire upon his return to the Philippines. So you never know if he's going to be able to make it 3 straight games. Difficult to bet against Patrick Reichelt. Now, let's move on to Sunday, September 28th. A couple matches in this one, starting off with an absolute banger between Kaya FC, Iloilo, and Cebu, Dynamic Herbs Cebu. That's a growing rivalry in the Philippines Football League already, and it promises to be another great chapter in the history between these two teams. Claro, your thoughts heading into this one?
Can we hear that banger thing next game? That's your signature.
Ano ko na-inspire ako kay Dave eh. Minsan eh.
Oh yeah, he goes bububu.
The stadium announcer, killer.
Yeah,
If you
tropa natin Dave. Yeah, always playing fire music, by the way, in the Rizal Memorial. So, sorry, nag-off topic ako. But we'll get with Kaya Cebu, is that right?
That's right, Kaya Cebu.
It's always a good one also, Kaya and Cebu. Just like I forgot to mention last time, basta Stallion Cebu and then Cebu Kaya, good ones. Expectations always high. Not saying we're trying to pressure the players, of course, but it will be a similar one also with that Manila Digger, one Taguig matchup. Get one over the other, and then you will have not a head start, but you will have that advantage heading into the second round and possibly heading into the third round, because this is what it's all about if you really want to clinch your AFC or Shopee Cup spots. You're supposed to win the games that you're supposed to win against lower ranked teams, and then in games like these where it's arguably 50-50, just gotta grab it. And that virtually, or to oversimplify it, that's what pretty much seals your fate when it comes to playing overseas football again.
No Danish left back for Kaya on this one. You wonder if that's going to be a key problem for the defending champions, or will they continue in their good form? One thing that we have seen is that they only scored a solitary goal against the Aguilas. Of course, they've rolled over the sides that they are expected to beat. Meanwhile, Cebu have proven to be a pretty difficult nut to crack. So it's all set up rather interestingly. Is there anything in particular that you're looking at that might you feel be the key to this match going one way or the other?
Well, for Kaya, they'll have to exploit the fact that Cebu are playing right now. And they're playing their starting 11, their first 11, quote unquote, and there's travel involved. So Kaya have to exploit the fact that Cebu might not be at 100% come this game. At the same time, Cebu will be hoping that, similarly to their game last week against Stallion, that they keep it tight, that it's scrappy, no one's in full control, and then you can nick a goal or two with maybe Rico Andes towards the end. I think this match is slightly favoring Kaya because, as I did mention, Cebu did or are playing right now, and there's travel involved.
welcome from the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, where we have the main event of our Saturday triple header in the Philippines Football League. Strap in, folks. This one's got all the ingredients to be a wild ride. It's the battle of heavyweights, two undefeated teams seeking to stake their claim atop the Philippines Football League. Two teams that last faced off in a heated match in the final series last season, with Manila Digger doing just enough to get the edge. Tonight we get another chapter in this growing rivalry. Manila Digger just fell agonizingly short on two occasions last season and are eager to make amends. Victory tonight would allow them to leapfrog Kaya into top spot. It should be a great game. We're so glad you could join us. Jing Hamlang and Diego Cordero calling the action.
Yeah, matchup between the team currently second and the team currently third. As we see Manila Digger warming up, it is going to be an absolutely entertaining encounter from these two teams that have met each other 4 times, both of them taking the win twice.
And recently, however, it has been Manila Digger who has gotten the better of TAGUIG. They started off this season with a big win contra sa Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Then they got a last gasp equalizer against Stallion Laguna. Then they got a win, but perhaps not as convincing as they would have liked against Maharlika. This keeps them undefeated, but it's been a mixed bag so far for Manila Digger. And the question is, will they have the confidence and the quality required to go up against a side that is streaking at the moment in TAGUIG?
Yeah, Manila Digger will definitely feel that tonight is the chance to make the biggest statement so far that they could this season. As we see their lineups here, 4 changes from their last outing, but nevertheless, it's a very high quality team stacked with that.
Ziggy Taninco getting his first appearance of the season. What a game to get your feet wet in this season of the 2025-26 PFL. It's been a fantastic start to this first round, extremely competitive, and now we're going to get an opportunity to look at the main man himself, Saiku Sise. 4 goals to his name, but it has not quite been the flying start that we've expected from the reigning top scorer of the league.
Yeah, definitely the player that TAGUIG have to keep their closest eye on. As you did mention, he was the top scorer for the league last season and currently is the top scorer for Manila Digger. He will definitely have to have a good game if Manila Digger are to take 3 points. He is the player to watch for the team in red.
Confidence will be on the side of Manila Digger. They won both encounters against TAGUIG last season. Will it be enough to give them the confidence to get one over TAGUIG? Let's listen in to their head coach, Boss Lee.
Hello, everyone. Today is a very, very important game for the both of teams. We watched the video of the TAGUIG of the 2 games. Yes, we are ready to prepare very well. So today we will, from the defense start, we will have a strong midfield. And when we counter-attacking, we will have the more simple, more switch, more great, better chances. And even our corner and the set piece, we are ready to very well preparation. So I have confidence that we have a very good result today. Okay, thank you.
You heard it there from assistant coach Boss Lee. Manila Digger haven't hit the heights that have been expected of them this season, but they've still managed to get over the line and get the results they need. In fact, they are undefeated so far still this season.
Yeah, and I think that's a sign of top teams, that even if they're not performing at 100%, they can still dig deep and get the 3 points when it matters most. They actually went down last week to 10 men, but nevertheless, they dug in deep and they got the 3 points. That is a sign of a championship contender, I must say.
Meanwhile, we head on over to TAGUIG, a side that is flying as of the moment. They stunned Cebu in their opener, then blanked Aguilas Yumac last week. Could they make it 3 straight wins against 3 top contenders? We look at the start of their season here. It doesn't get more difficult than this. They're facing the top 4 teams within their first 5 games. It's quite a baptism into this season, but so far, flying colors for Scott Cooper's side.
Yeah, there were a lot of question marks following their inactivity on social media before the season started, but then just a few days before their first game against Cebu, they let loose all their signings and in that game against Cebu and also their next game against Aguilas Yumac FC, they stunned those opponents, and they've sent a statement to the rest of the PFL saying, hey, we're a new team, we've got a lot of new signings, but we've got the chemistry, and they're saying that they are ready to compete for the title.
And when you're talking about chemistry, it's an unchanged side from the one that got victory in their last outing. Perhaps Scott Cooper finding those he trusts to deliver his game plan.
Yeah, definitely a sign of strong chemistry, the fact that there's no changes at all. And from the week before, they also only made one change, and that was only due to a red card. So Coach Scott Cooper definitely knows his strongest 11, but nevertheless, he has a lot of firepower also on his bench.
Patrick Reichelt and Andres Aldeguer, who mans that front line alongside him, have started the campaign with guns blazing. He has returned to the Philippines and he has marked his arrival in quite some style. Patrick Reichelt, 2 goals to his name already.
Yeah, and also I believe as an assist last week, so definitely contributing on all ends. You do say that if you're the Manila Digger defenders, he is the player to watch out for, despite the fact that he is 37 years young, so just proving that age for him is just a number.
A real killer up front, and with former Philippines coach Scott Cooper at the helm, TAGUIG are really looking like a real force this season. Can they deal with Digger's firepower? Let's listen in to head coach Scott Cooper now.
Well, I mean, we've made a good start to the season, 2 wins, 6 points. Today poses a different type of team. You know, it'll be a different type of test for us, so which is good. They're a strong team. They do some things in a different way that other teams do. So we'll see how we can react to that and see how we deal with that. Again, for us, it's still about developing the team and pushing forwards to the standards that we want. But I think it's a good test for us. Hopefully, it's a good game for the fans.
Savoring the opportunity to challenge themselves against a team that finished 2nd in the league and 2nd in the final series. Manila Digger are no pushovers. In fact, they are amongst the top contenders in this PFL. TAGUIG want to be title contenders themselves. It's a matchup that you really need in order to gauge who are the real contenders and who are the pretenders. We're in for a great match here, Diego.
Yeah, definitely the biggest opportunity for either of these sides to make their strongest statement yet this season. It's 2nd versus 3rd. Whoever wins this massive 6-pointer will get all the 3 points and get so much statements across the league.
We are eager to hear from you and hear your thoughts as this match ensues. Use the hashtag #WeArePFL, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts on this match. Also, the Minsan Football Show happens every Wednesday. We'll be back after these matches this weekend to talk about everything this weekend and look ahead to the next. But here we go, Manila Digger versus TAGUIG. It's only round one, but you feel a matchup like this could have real implications on how the title race pans out. We're having a look here at Manila Digger. Slowly but surely, they have molded themselves into real contenders very quickly since their inception and their introduction here to the PFL. We're taking a look at the two captains, two former national team players, and Shirmar Filonco and Daisuke Sato. It's going to be a real challenge for the officials today. We've got Mick John Pineda in the middle, Relly Balilla and Brian Buergo, his assistants. We've got Michael Barajas as the fourth. It's going to be an intense matchup between these two teams.
Already some intensity right before the coin toss, so I think that's a sign of things to come.
Already getting started. Daisuke Sato setting the tone here. Fireworks, folks. That's what's expected in this one. Ziggy Tanico is going to be thrown into the deep end. On his first start of the season, Nishioka and Limbo will start together for the first time this season. Lots of firepower on the side of Manila Digger. Let's have a look at one TAGUIG. Unchanged, who are the players to look out for?
Well, you could pick out anyone in this team, but obviously we've marked Patrick Reichelt for that. But how about Andres Alliger on a goal and an assist against Cebu, and also forced an own goal last week? He's playing as a right winger, not his usual position, but he's also had a really good start to this season. Do expect him to be a crucial part of TAGUIG's front line for the rest of this campaign.
Both teams have a lot of firepower to come on and change the game off the bench. We expect they will play a part, a big part, as this game unfolds. Coach Bas Lee listed as an assistant, but we know he calls the shots here on the sideline.
Definitely an interesting tactical battle in tonight, because we'll see Coach Bas Lee up against Coach Scott Cooper as we see kickoff.
And here we go. Manila Digger in their patented yellow, one TAGUIG in white. And close games between these two teams, tight games, and certainly physical and intense matches. We're expecting nothing different this evening.
Definitely going to be a close encounter between the two sides. Really unable to split it between these two teams, and whoever does get that win, if there is a winner tonight, definitely gets such a crucial 3 points this early onto the season.
Taninko, under 23 international, getting involved early on.
Definitely going to be an interesting battle, how much Taninko as a right back goes up and how much he has to defend against Hiraishi. So it's going to be a very interesting one-on-one duel, both offensively and defensively for those two.
Bit of a heavy touch. First touch for Patrick Reichelt. He's hit the ground running since his return to football in the Philippines.
He's obviously played all over Southeast Asia, but he said that he was always thinking about coming here eventually, and he has finally returned to the PFL. And what a start he's made in his opening 2 games.
Almost every year, people seem to say he's too old, he's over the hill, and then he just answers with goals and more goals. Nishioka tried his best to keep his balance. Only so many tugs you can withstand.
Nishioka there, great footwork and agility. Again, he did get the Man of the Match award last week, so he's also started this season in some fine form. He'll definitely have to have a very good performance if Manila Digger are to take anything away from this game. Up against a tough opponent though in Casemiro and Omaeso.
It's a young goalkeeper in between the sticks today for Manila Digger. Of course, Michael Asong unavailable due to suspension. Picked up a red card in their last outing. Shioka. Working their way backwards. Looking to switch flanks. Going quickly. Schaffner. Goes into the box. First attempt, just wide. Unconventional but effective from Toure.
Yeah, Milos Kupic actually scrambling across his post there, so I do wonder how close that was in truth. We'll see a replay shortly about that opportunity, but it was good play from Schaffner also down the left.
It's like he saw it late. Just made sure. Schaffner, of course, listed as a left back, but expected to do a lot of attacking today.
Yeah, and speaking of Christian Schaffner, I just want to give him a shout out because I drank his coffee earlier today and it's quite good for cold brew.
Man of many talents, I see. A lot of room to operate here. Guy. Taninko now on the right side. Oh, was just denied, and it's going to be a foul on Taninko. Late one on Sato.
Sato perhaps not really happy with how his defense was easily opened up there. I think Hiraishi was caught up the field, and that gave Taninko a lot of time and space to advance, and a cross was worked in. Thankfully for one Taguig, Stephen Ham was there, and it's going to take a lot more to actually beat a defender like Stephen Ham, who's also made a really good start to the season, I must say.
They're going to touch that one on. Didn't make contact. Manila Digger, a side that is capable of a bit of magic at any moment in a game.
As you did mention, the top scorers last season, but also the team that conceded the least amount of goals. So that's definitely a sign of a top team.
When they have struggled, they've managed to pull it out the bag, with Watanabe scoring an absolute banger to rescue a point against Stallion Laguna.
Yeah, as you did mention, they have that ability to just dig in deep when it matters. Again, that last-minute equalizer against Stallion, and then last week, down to 10 men, but they held on and actually scored while they were down. So definitely a lot of character in this Manila Digger side.
It's what makes this game so intriguing for Scott Cooper and One Taguig. They're eager to test themselves and actually see where they're at. Of course, alalanin natin, medyo late na form itong squad ni Coach Scott Cooper. So they themselves were quite interested what they would see from one another, and they've been pleasantly surprised so far.
Yeah, this match definitely a case of if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best, and it's a chance for One Taguig to do just that.
Reichelt pounded by Shermar Filonco.
Reichelt there just swarmed upon him. Just saw when he got the ball that Manila Digger closed upon him. I think they know how dangerous he is, and they want to get him as uninvolved as possible.
Growing more familiar with Shermar Filonco in this role. Of course, developed a reputation as a hard-nosed defender, but now he holds down that spot in defensive midfield.
Yeah, definitely going to be busy today. Has to track the likes of Casemiro and Agiemang, who are two runners from midfield. It's going to be a good test for Filonco.
A loose touch there that gave it away. Foul on Filonco.
Yeah, first involvements there for Andres Aldeguer at right wing. So we do mention that he is usually a number 9 or as striker, but he has been given this new role by Coach Scott Cooper, and to be fair to him, he's taken it with both hands. Again, a goal and an assist against Cebu, and he also forced an own goal last week. So definitely one to watch for this season. One of their holdovers, actually. So it must say quite a lot that he's been retained.
Difficult ball to control for Limbo. Casemiro making a run. That's great defending to deny the one Taguig attacker.
And there, I mentioned it earlier, he is a runner from midfield and he was running in beyond the final third there. Definitely something to watch if you're a Manila Digger defender.
Nishioka trying to thread the needle. Miscommunication. Attack breaks down for the white shirts. Digger happy to play at a slower tempo to start off the match as they feel things out. Meanwhile, Taguig kicking it up a gear here.
Opportunity there, actually. They had numbers in that attack and it was in the end unable to be played through.
Sato had it poked away. Great work from Toure. Ham under pressure. It's a strong collision. 2-on-1 for Manila Digger. A real opportunity. Fantastic opener. Pure quality from the Manila Digger front line. And Saiku Sise finds the back of the net.
Saiku Sise, the man you want to guard the most, with so much space in the final third. One Taguig will be mystified at how he had so much space, but I think once Stephen Halm went down in that collision, I think he wants a foul from it, but the referee not giving it, and once he went down, it was 2-on-1, and the numbers game just paving way here for Manila Digger. 1-0, and it's the league's top scorer from last season, as we see here in the quad vision replay. Open goal, Kupic sent to the ground, and it's a smart dink from Sise. How cool is that?
Masterful finish to a wonderful move from Manila Digger. Look at that, the technique. The credit to Usman Guy for putting it on a plate, but still quite a bit to do there with the keeper right on top of him. And cool as you like. Make that 5 goals now for Saiku Sise this season.
This is definitely going to be a big test now for one Taguig, because if I'm not mistaken, this is not the first time this season that they're trailing, and it's a different proposition when you're trailing, and we're going to see what type of team we see here.
I did mention Manila Digger did not concede a lot of goals last season, but this season a bit different. They conceded 2 against Maharlika, conceded 1 against Stallion, conceded 2 against Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
And definitely want to shore up that defense, especially when you're against the likes of one Taguig. But what about that start going forward from Manila Digger? They've taken the lead just 10 minutes in, and it's the perfect start, especially for a 6-pointer like this.
We talked about the slower tempo in which they were operating, but they could turn it up so quickly.
Yeah, we saw in that goal as well, the physicality. Stephen Ham is not an easy player to floor, but he was floored there cleanly, according to the referee, and in behind, they were just so clinical in that play.
A test of character for one Taguig. A match that's about answering questions for Coach Scott Cooper and the rest of one Taguig. Today he's going to find out what they're like coming from behind.
It's a very high line from Manila Digger, but not that high of a press. So they are just gonna block up that midfield. Again, they are up against a really fluid midfield 3, so they're gonna have to be concentrated for the full 90 if they're gonna take the 3 points today.
Custodio. Ham will have room to carry. Hiraishi in the pocket. Draws the contact from Taninko.
And there is that duel again here, Aishi versus Taninko. Definitely a duel that will help decide this game. Whoever gets over each other gonna help their team a lot tonight.
Looking for that return to Bias, denied. Mai getting it forward.
Interesting here that Sato is usually a left back, but he's inverted really deep here.
He's making a run in behind. Well watched. Looking for a corner kick. It seems he's done enough to get it.
Yeah, good run there from Sato. And now that they're a goal behind, they have to be more offensive. And there was the left back making a forward run. In the end, it wins a corner, so you have to give credit for Sato in that instance. They have to dig in deep now, one Taguig.
David Sambu conceding the corner. Set pieces could become a real factor in this match. It's a young goalkeeper in between the sticks today, Omar and G.
Looking like they're crowding him.
A lot of white shirts inside that 6-yard box. But safe hands for the goalkeeper.
First involvement for him, and he passes that test with flying colors. Again, didn't start any of their games so far, but good involvement from him there, and that will just give him some confidence for the rest of the match.
Touch was too soft. Reichelt now. It's a great switch of direction, and he might have caused a literal ankle breaker here for Guy.
Yeah, again, the pitch might be slightly slippery following the typhoon we just had, and Guy lost his footing there. Manila Digger will not want to lose him. Already has an assist to his name. Definitely not a player you want to lose this early on.
Doesn't look too bothered just yet. Scott Cooper knows it's going to be a long game. But a little change of direction here from Patrick Reichelt. You see that slip from Guy. Casemiro is going to be hoping to get more involved as this match ensues. He'll be quite pleased with what he's seen so far. Drawn first blood. And to be fair, have had most of the control in the opening 15 minutes.
Yeah, one thing still yet to register a true effort on goal, and credit to Manila Digger. They've started this one in some fire form, I must say.
Good to see. Guy is ready to continue. Nothing serious. Stephen Hom going to switch the play. Andres Aldeguer has been rather quiet to start this match. Hasn't had much of the ball.
Definitely another duel to watch out for is Christian Schaffner and Andres Aldeguer, because that will also be a lot of end-to-end action between those two, as we saw a foul there called on a Manila Digger player.
So Omer just getting underneath Troy Limbo. Wing play, such a big part of Manila Digger's style. They're forming some great partnerships. Taninko and Nishioka, Schaffner, and Limbo.
Yeah, Manila Digger just keeping possession early on, trying to lure out one Taguig. Not forcing anything through the middle if it's not on.
Stephen Hom lets it run. Finds himself in front of Cisse. And here comes Cisse. As a sight of goal. Looking for the clever dink once more. This time, not going to be a problem for Milos Kubic.
Yeah, I think he just got underneath it.
Guy. Sato there. to stop the progress. Felonco takes the safe approach.
Good moments here from Manila Digger. They're now speeding it up and really taking control of this match. It's up now to Tagig to respond. Again, they are 1-0 down already, so the onus is on them to chase the game.
G's gonna feel a bit of pressure. Strong carry. Custodio under pressure. Another Digger doing well to plug the gaps. Guy. It's a strong pass, too strong. Babukar Toure finding that one too difficult to bring down.
Yeah, Toure and Guy just switching positions for now. Guy now finding himself in a midfield role. Again, the goal did come from his wing play. He got in behind Sato and forced the cross to Cisse, who took it well. But now being asked to play a little bit more centrally. So a small tactical tweak there from Basli.
Going quickly. It's a wonderful ball. Kupic anticipating perfectly.
A good sweeper keeper action there. Cisse, I must say, showed rapid pace there.
Arms are up from the back line, but it was not touched by the front man. It's gone all the way through to Nishioka. Great burst of pace, just beyond the intended target.
That's excellent wing play from Nishioka up against Oli Bias, who, let's remember, is not usually a right back. He's usually a winger, and that's something Nishioka took advantage of there. What a cross. He'll be feeling hard done by that. No one was on the end of that one.
Winning his one-on-one duel, getting it into the box. That's all you could ask for from your winger. Tagig have found it difficult to threaten Manila Digger, and 20 minutes already gone. Diego, are you surprised by the difficulty in which Tagig have had in asserting themselves in this game?
Yeah, but I must also give credit to Manila Digger because they've been really compact, and then when they had half the ball, they've created overloads. They've found the ball in behind, and that's why they've taken the goal up. Chance maybe here though for Tagig.
Casimiro using the body well. Aldeguer inside the box. Great change of direction. You see the intent. He was looking to cut it back to Casimiro.
Yeah, Casimiro just lurking there. It's actually a crucial deflection from the cross from Aldeguer that takes it out for a corner, because had that deflection not taken place, I think Casimiro would have been in there. Again, Casimiro just causing problems for Manila Digger by making those late runs from midfield. Definitely a hard thing to track if you're the opposition defense. Corner here for Tagig.
Straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. It's a quick release. Off to the races. Limbo just could not release that ball in time, but the counterattack has been revived. Custodio stepping in.
Chance there for Manila Digger. They had numbers on that run. Tagig might be a little bit lucky there that even though Sato didn't see that the ball was still in play, they weren't punished there. Seems to be the blueprint if you're Manila Digger. Those transition moments seems to be their best outlet for winning this game.
Limbo seems to have drifted into a more central position, clogging up the midfield. Somehow Casimiro has found a way through. Sato looking to switch the play. Again, keeper has come to claim confidently.
Yeah, that's 3 good involvements now from the goalkeeper. And I must say, he's making a strong case for that number 1 position. Again, Asong sent off in their last game. So the goalkeeper right now giving a good display of himself. 3 involvements and 3 good plays from him.
Such is the case. One player's loss, another player's gain. Seems to be making the most of his opportunity here, at least in the first half of this opening period.
Yeah, 23 minutes into this one now. If this were a boxing match, you'd give all the rounds so far to Manila Digger.
It's been a shutout from the team in yellow.
Of course, never count out one Taguig because you have individuals there that can create something out of nothing.
Launched forward. Dealing with that. So far, largely untroubled. Juf, alongside his partner in the middle, David Sambu.
I think this is going to be a long throw from Matthew Custodio, so it's another chance for one Taguig to clog up the opposition penalty box. I've not seen him take long throws before, actually, so I'm interested to see how this pans out.
Not quite the threat one Taguig hoped for, but they could get it back in a dangerous area. Omei. Lost possession.
Yeah, corner flag there, just hindering Omei.
Some high pressure being shown here by Taguig, looking to squeeze. And it's gifted right back to them. Looking for Aldeguer. Felonco just policing the passing lanes very well. And again, just proving a nuisance in the middle of the pitch. One Taguig failing to progress down the middle once more. Stephen Hom under pressure. This time dealing with the threat. Was outnumbered, but still one out in the end.
Yeah, better moment there for Stephen Hom. Again, was floored for the opening goal, but gave a good account of himself there. Outnumbered, but wasn't a problem for him. Again, one of those new signings one Taguig have made that have started really well, Stephen Hom. Of course, has experience with Stallion and has now been signed by one Taguig.
It's not the first time in this match that he's found himself outnumbered. However, you can see the intent from Manila Digger. They are extremely eager to pounce once they see one Taguig facing the opposite direction.
Yeah, you see Usman Guy just locking himself on to Stephen Hom, and the same is being done by Cisse at times, so he is being outnumbered on occasions. And if it is a foot race, you would back those Manila Digger attackers.
All the way back. Going long. Why not? Some good targets up front for Manila Digger. Great control from Guy.
Yeah, control of this match completely with Manila Digger at the moment. This is exactly what they want in this encounter.
Out wide. Ball into the box. Hom is there. Shioka pulling the trigger. Never got a hold of it.
There it was again. Usman Guy just locking himself on to Stephen Hom. This time Stephen Hom wins that aerial duel. I think Usman Guy, or Cisse rather, might have been hurt from that play. It's not the first time he's gone down already.
Got sandwiched on that particular occasion. See a look of concern from the one Taguig players. They haven't had an opportunity to really express themselves in this game.
Yeah, been very quiet going forward. The likes of Reichelt, Aldiger, not much involvements yet. Of course, they can turn it on in an instant, but so far, they've been marshaled well by their opposition back line. And Kupic already conceded his first goal for the season, goes long.
It's going to be onside. Chance here for Manila Digger. Kupic doing just enough.
Yeah, for a moment there, I thought Kupic was caught in no man's land. Eventually recovered enough to make the block. Again, good sweeper keeper action from the Serbian. Forces a corner in the end. Could have been much worse.
Cisse, you can see a shake of the head. Medyo disappointed siya. Alam niya, he had a real opportunity to double the advantage.
Definitely not the last chance he'll get tonight. Chances just seem to fall to him like a magnet. Corner for Manila Digger. Let's see if he can get on the end of this. Definitely one of the targets, Saiko Cisse, but they also have a lot of height in there.
Delivered low. It's going to be back to Nishioka. It's a good delivery. Back post. Goal kick.
But the Manila Digger bench is absolutely incensed at that decision. Bas Lee running over to the fourth official. But goal kick given in the end. That was a good set piece though from Manila Digger. Looked like one from the training ground. And they could have scored from it. Created an overload at the back post. Eventually out for a goal kick. But promising signs nonetheless for the shirts in yellow.
Saiko Cisse, 25-year-old, who leads the Gambian contingent here at Manila Digger.
Definitely massive that they've retained him following the transfer window. Here he is again.
He's up against Custodio. He's just worked his way around, looking for a teammate. Got bodies inside the box to aim for. This one a tricky one for Kupic.
Yeah, one of those awkward ones that just seem to tip the crossbar and you're never sure as a goalkeeper what to do in those scenarios. Another near first moment for one Taguig. Just need to calm things down a little bit, maybe keep a little bit of possession for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Because at the moment, it's Manila Digger creating the openings.
Just have to monitor Saiko Cisse here. He doesn't seem very comfortable at the moment. Seems to be limping a little bit, struggling with something on his right foot. Something to watch.
Already went down earlier on. So keep an eye on that one. Interesting that one Taguig have opted not to change to high press. They've kept their mid-block structure. Again, it is still early on, so they could still change it in the second half. But at the moment, it's Manila Digger in control, winning all the duels.
Casimiro. Reichelt's going to be offside.
A good high line there from the two center backs of Manila Digger, just timing their positioning so that Reichelt was offside in that play. Reichelt completely uninvolved so far. Definitely the player you want to be involved in your attacks if you want a gig, but so far hasn't had a sniff.
Digger. See how they're lined up. They're not interested in engaging with this mid-block. They're just bypassing it and going straight to the last line. Hiraishi got the player, not the ball.
A good defensive play there from Sambu, winning that encounter with Hiraishi. Just got to that 50-50 ball first, and the Japanese attacker conceding the foul. He's still on the ground, Sambu. Now he's back up on his feet.
He's kept things tight at the back, alongside Modu Juf. Trying to navigate the tight space on the flank. Did well initially, but had just done a little bit too much. Toure, Scott's race. They're gonna feed Cisse. Doesn't get a second opportunity.
Just overran it at the end. Definitely had passes on. In the end, went alone and just ran into a defender.
Whistle had already gone, but for some reason they had kept playing, and now Digger player has potentially hurt himself. What a silly way to get injured, if it is indeed the case. Let's have a look here. Ooh, that's why.
Painful one, that. Again, there will be no foul on that because the whistle had already gone, so there's no punishment that's going to be valid for that. He is still down. That's Usman Guy who got the assist for the opening goal. Definitely not a player that Digger want to get injured. Receiving treatment right now, and this will just give a chance for both coaches to make some adjustments to their team. Coach Scott Cooper still cutting a calm figure. Again, a very experienced coach, has coached all over the world, but in particular in Southeast Asia and Thailand. Has also coached in India, of course, the former coach of the national team. Now here to give his guidance to TAGUIG.
Understands Manila Digger. It's a very talented team, but it's also a very young team. Coach Scott Cooper of the mindset that if they do the right things and stay consistent with it, eventually the cracks will show. But so far it has not been the case for Manila Digger. You have to feel here for this man, Paus Magay. On a nothing play, he's had to take studs to a very painful area of his leg. Knock on from Reichelt. It's going to be a corner kick. Managing to create something out of nothing. Great to see viewers from all over the Philippines. Sandpaper from Leyte, Tacloban, Lekimski from Caloocan, the anonymous Christian, not so anonymous then, from Tayabas, Quezon, Jimboy, Kim Smith from Santa Rosa, chance here. Viewers from Dubai, Germany, Talisay City. So, a quick hello to all of our viewers. We appreciate your support. We're loving the enthusiasm that we've seen in this first round of the PFL. Room for Manila Digger. We're going to switch the play. That's a clear foul from Patrick Reichelt.
Might just be a foul of frustration. He's been completely uninvolved these 36 minutes, and there you see his frustration vented out. Coach Scott Cooper storming to the bench also. Really not happy with these opening 36 minutes. There was the foul. I think Reichelt knew the moment it happened that it was a foul.
He's come in really hot there. Usman Guy just shaking it off. Perhaps trying to rouse the spirit of one TAGUIG a little bit. It's been a frustrating outing so far.
The referee just having to make sure that there's no extra pushing and shoving in the penalty area.
Ishioka. A short delivery from the winger. pitch. We'll play it short.
And I really like the out of possession structure from Manila Digger. It is compact and hard to play through. They're doing a good job of just limiting one Taguig to these type of scenarios. Possession in the back line where Manila Digger won't be hurt. It's up to one Taguig to figure out how to get through that. Unable to do so there.
Reichelt opting for the flick, but he's a bit isolated at the moment.
Again, he is up against two really strong center backs.
Digger, get the second ball. Guy, he's got three in front of him. He's got support arriving as well. Limbo, fantastic move. Delivery into the box, headed away. Guy picking up the pieces. Nishioka puts on the pressure and earns a corner kick.
Yeah, excellent wing play from Troy Limbo up against Oli Bias, who, as I've already mentioned earlier tonight, is not an out-and-out right back. Seemingly one of the points to exploit for the Manila Digger wingers. And from another one-on-one duel with him, they win another corner, and that was a good, promising play there for Manila Digger. Had numbers in the box, and from that they get this corner.
Nishioka. Opportunity to put in another dangerous ball inside the box. Goes short. Changing the angle. No problem for Stephen Holm. Lots of players still up for Digger. Guy, the target, chests it down.
And there you see him using his height. He is an imposing presence. Definitely a good target for Manila Digger in those scenarios. They can just go direct to him, and he can easily chest those long passes down. What a benefit to have a target like that. Look for him again there, but this time that was overcooked. But definitely another good play there from, I think that was Usman Guy chesting down that pass. Again, making those runs into midfield, or from midfield rather, into the final third. One Taguig still yet to answer that problem.
It's been a tricky proposition put up here by Manila Digger. They're proving capable of threatening in so many different ways. Ome. Loose. Wala kay Casimiro. Filonco says thank you very much.
Filonco definitely winning the midfield duel thus far. He has been absolutely spotless, tidy in possession, also just as good without the ball. So at the moment, he is winning that midfield battle, and when you control the midfield, you control by effect the game. Definitely being controlled by Manila Digger at the moment.
At nabanggit mo nga, no, Diego, the people that he's up against in midfield, they're no slouches. But Shermar Filonco currently showing a level beyond what is being offered by those in midfield for one Taguig.
Yeah, and he's got the captain's armband tonight. Definitely leading by example so far.
Yes. Taguig on the back foot once more. Sato holding his position well. Bobokar Toure trying to pick up a bit of steam there. Sato reading the situation perfectly, but so has Taninco in this instance.
Taninco standing his ground, not afraid of the taller and more physically imposing Agyemang, who he floored. Again, Taninco, one of those under 23 standouts. Definitely a prospect to keep an eye on.
Little knock on from Nishioka. Masyado lang malakas. Actually, it came off a one Taguig player. Ziggy Taninco amongst the holdovers. in this very competitive Manila Digger squad.
And I believe Ziggy Taninco is one of those players who has a long throw in his locker. I think he might use it here or go short.
A sneaky delivery. Kupic quick to anticipate. Difficult ball to control. Filonco has made it look easy.
Yeah, again, good work there from Filonco. As you mentioned, oh! Well, the commentators curse as I was praising Filonco. Puts his goalkeeper in a tough spot there.
We're gonna go quickly. Cisse is through. Opportunity to make it two. What a save. Attack still alive. Guy cutting inside. Omei. Crisis averted for one TAGUIG.
Custodio and Hum calling for an offside flag that never came, but I think from this angle, Cisse timed this run to perfection. He'll be disappointed that he didn't take that. That's usually the type of chance he takes. Good save from Kupic.
He's had a couple opportunities now to add to this scoreline. Will that come back to bite Manila Digger? A golden opportunity.
Was forced onto his weaker left foot. I think that might have been what saved one TAGUIG in the end. But again, they might be concerned at how easily he was found there. The two center backs split so wide apart. Cisse, with one ball in behind, was through on goal.
Viewer PFL Bible, Callum Thompson, seeing there's seemingly a massive gap between the front three and the one TAGUIG midfield. Filonco is shutting everything down. Gotta love the insight from our viewers as we see 3 added minutes. There's going to be a yellow card on Daisuke Sato.
Yeah, I think the referee just highlighting a shirt pull. Hence the yellow card. And not ideal as a fullback to be on a yellow card, because you're going to be doing a lot of one-on-one defending. And one more foul maybe could get punished. Mick John Pineda having none of it from Daisuke Sato, who had words to say to him.
He's on a tightrope right before the break. For all of their dominance in this half, however, it's only one goal that Manila Digger have. They're going to be desperate to add to this. Played across by Taninco.
A satisfying grass cutter that from Taninco. Ball just skidding off the surface.
Few more beautiful things to see in football than a nice grass cutter. Getting a bit of distance on that, but Manila Digger relentless with the pressure. Eager to get one more before the break. Cross was rather mistimed. Schaffner.
It's just so tough for Patrick Reichelt, showing his frustrations at the moment. He is so isolated up there.
Schaffner delivering that ball forward. Now it's a transition. Could be a moment here for one TAGUIG to make a statement before that halftime whistle. Hiraishi brought down. TAGUIG play quickly, and it's brought back.
I think the referee just saying he wants the free kick played from a certain spot. I think the ball was actually rolling too.
Last play.
Well, if there was a time to score an equalizer, right at the death of the first half would be the perfect time to do it. If you're one they're gonna send up all their tall players. It's only Sato and BS behind the ball right now.
Yes, has a lot to aim at inside that box. He floats it in. It's headed away. Quick look at the watch. No whistle. Halftime looming, but not before this attack plays out. Nishioka losing out. Taguig can see this one out to the break. Halftime at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. Manila Digger in command and in the lead against one Taguig. The battle of the heavyweights so far being dominated by the yellow shirts.
Yeah, what a half from Manila Digger. Had more than enough opportunities to double their advantage. In the end, Kupic bailing out his team. But what a half in general from Manila Digger. They've kept the front line of one Taguig so quiet.
Saiku Sise, the lone goal scorer in this contest. Short break. We've got highlights and second half action just around the corner. Stay with us. Taking the lead, courtesy of Saiku Sise. And surprisingly, it's been rather one-way traffic in command for the side and find themselves in the lead here. Up against a one-to-gig side that has been flying so far this season, but haven't really gotten going in this game.
Yeah, the perfect half from Manila Digger actually might be a little bit disappointed with the fact that they couldn't double their advantage. They had the chances to do so. They've opened up the one-to-gig backline on numerous occasions. Could have easily been 2 up had they taken a few more chances. Here was the goal, the assist from Guy, and Sise with the dink. No chance for Kupich, and that was how it became 1-0.
It's because of finishing like that that we expect a little bit more from Saiku Sise. One-to-gig haven't had many opportunities to threaten this back line. And here, another opportunity for Sise. Bit of a team effort there. He'll have at least 2 more attempts. But the wings, they found a lot of joy there, particularly on the left side.
Yeah, up against Oli Bias, who is a talented player, but not an out-and-out right back. Here was another cross from that side. Kupich uncertain there, and it's been uncertain from the whole back line, to be fair. A simple ball in behind here. And Sise with another chance to make it 2.
That was a great opportunity for Sise. A one-on-one against the goalkeeper. You'd expect more from the leading goal scorer of the league. Let's take a look at the statistics.
Yeah, possession quite even, but look at the shot count. 7-1 in favor of Manila Digger. 5-0 on target. I think that just tells the story 5-0 of the first half. Target. I think that just tells the story of the first half. You do wonder what type of adjustments One-to-Gig will make in order to change the game state. For One-to-Gig, the onus is on them to get back into this one. For Manila Digger, more of the same, for sure, is the message of Coach Basley.
I think it's rather generous, that 57-43 possession statistic. I think, definitely a lot more of possession from Manila Digger, but one shot in 45 minutes and none of them on target. There's definitely going to need to be a shake-up. The trajectory they were on will not be enough to get them back in this game.
There we see Felonco giving the team talk as the captain to his Digger side. He has had a really good first half. Again, he has to marshal the likes of Casemiro, Agiemang, Omaeso, and he's done a really good job as the captain, leading by example tonight. He'll be hoping for more of the same from himself and from his side.
Meanwhile, Patrick Reichelt delivering the team talk for one Taguig. You'd assume the message will be something along the likes of, yeah, that's a half that we could have forgotten, but it's just a one-goal game. Definitely still in the match. They just need to start off better here in this final 45.
Yeah, again, a very slim lead. It could have been more. Well, one Taguig might be a little bit relieved with the fact that it's only a 1-0 scoreline. Again, Kupic had to make that one-on-one save. And because of that save, he's kept his team in it. It's up to one Taguig now to respond. Reichelt leading the talk, and we'll be hoping that he's more involved in this half also, because he's been quite isolated against his opponents tonight.
What would you be most concerned with if you are Scott Cooper?
I think Coach Scott Cooper might be a little bit concerned how stretched his team looks at times. Maybe just needs to get them a little bit more compact. There are times where the likes of Reichelt start pressing, but the rest of the team don't follow, and that just creates a domino effect, stretching the team. There we see that rugby kickoff that is making the rounds in football.
Just firing that one into the corner in hopes of being able to squeeze Manila Digger. They've bypassed the pressure. Diaz. Aldeguer. Chance here for one Taguig. Fantastic opportunity. First look at goal for Aldeguer, and he wasn't far away.
Well, he's not had a chance the whole evening, but there he was there, switching it on. Through on goal, or not quite through on goal, but had an open shot. In the end, it flies over, but that's a warning sign, and that's a good start from one Taguig for this half, and a warning for Manila Digger.
Already an improvement for the entirety of the first 45.
Yeah, they doubled their shot count in that play. Again, only one shot in the first half, none on target, which is concerning for one Taguig. But they have 45 minutes to change that.
Over to Matthew Custodio. Ham. Hiraishi.
This is better from one Taguig.
Agiemang get it out wide to Aldeguer. Type of ball movement that was absent in that opening period.
Reichelt asking his team to step up with him. Clearly wants to initiate a high press.
Nishioka finding room. Felonco. Bias stepping in confidently.
Yeah, BS will be hoping for a better second half in the first half. Being overloaded, being targeted, to be fair. Again, not an out-and-out right back, as I keep saying. And that has been what Manila Digger have exploited in the first half. Better start to the second half, though, from the Filipino-German.
There's an intent to press from the front three. The back line, however, seems to be a bit hesitant to push forward.
Yeah, and it just creates space in places where there shouldn't be space, like here.
Cutting inside, beating his man. Agiemang recovering just in time. Sliding challenge from Taninco. Gets in front, it's a ball.
Yeah, good tackle there from Taninco. Again, not shying away from his duel against Hiraishi. He's been winning that duel all night.
Been quite the first appearance for Ziggy Taninco in this season. Felonco, Nishioka. Run into trouble. But Digger able to navigate the problem well.
Beautiful La Croqueta from Usman Guy.
Guy has it nicked away. Looking for Reichelt. It's just a bit late there. It's going to be a yellow card. David Sambu hasn't gotten a lot wrong tonight. That was certainly a blunder from him.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he's been spotless up until that point. Concede a foul. I think it's not the worst foul to give away, actually, because Giemang and Reichelt in an attacking position. But it's not ideal to have a defender on a yellow card. Again, you still have one full half of this game, rather. And you have to play with a little bit of more added concentration. Don't want to pick up a second yellow.
Only one other booking in this match, and that is a yellow to Daisuke Sato. A bit concerned on the side now for Lee. Under more pressure in these opening 5 minutes of the second half than his team has been in the entirety of this contest. Headed along by Ham, and it's going to be a corner kick. No, goal kick ang sinasabi ng assistant. But I think he's been overruled here.
I think a corner has been given by the referee, so yeah, Mick John Pineda saying that it's a corner. He was the one closer to it, to be fair to him.
Mick John is confident about his call, and it's going to be a corner kick to defend for Manila Digger. It's a group of white shirts just outside that 6-yard box. Not a lot of distance on that clearance, but here come Manila Digger. We've got a 2-on-1. Limbo. Limbo trying to find a teammate, and So Ome doing well to shepherd him away from the goal.
For a moment, it was so clearly 2-on-1 there. And you just wondered for a moment if Limbo was through on goal.
Very difficult spot to be in for So Ome. Held his ground well. Stephen Ham. Ome looking for options. Aldeguer able to navigate to Reichelt. Utilizing the wings better here. TAGUIG.
Yeah, good involvements in this half for Andres Aldeguer. Started the second half with a point to prove.
Hiraishi looking for Aldeguer, who's taking a snapshot. Not gonna bother Omar NG.
Christian Schaffner will be a bit relieved there that after his loose touch, the following shot from Aldeguer was also just as loose. And we're actually going to see a change here for TAGUIG in a moment.
Felonco called for the foul. And here comes a substitution. Thiago Mafra Correa is going to be coming on.
Roll of the dice. Coach Scott, let's see what type of tweak this is. Let Mafra Correa go up front. So it's an attacking substitution. Midfielder off and striker on. So Patrick Reichel now has a partner. Also, Coach Scott Cooper will be hoping that Reichel will not be as isolated as he has been in these opening 53 minutes or so.
Rolling the dice, taking a chance. See if it pays off. Felonco gets distance on it. Sato there to make sure it doesn't pose a threat.
The safety first there from Daisuke Sato. Knows the amount of pace that his opposite attackers have, so he opted just to put it out of play there.
Usman Guy cutting inside of Bias. Finds a teammate inside the box, blocked by Sato.
Nervous moments there for One Taguig. Oli Bias again being exploited by Usman Guy.
Schaffner has stayed up. Sambu going backwards. They are a long ball threat, Manila Digger. Taguig are committing a lot of bodies forward.
Saiku Sisei asking for the long ball. Clearly want to go direct.
Taninko touching it on. Ham under pressure. Managing to deal with it, but here comes another wave. Return. Cut back. Doesn't make it to Nishioka. Cushioned wide. Digger looking for the perfect opportunity to hit the pair inside the box.
This is good patient play from the yellow shirts. Not forcing it, keeping the ball, just moving One Taguig around.
Trying to catch Ham off guard. He's managed to send that one out for a corner. He's been busy.
Yeah, important intervention there from Stephen Ham. He had the player lurking right behind him. Has had to do a lot of that so far in this match. And he'll have to do more here because it's corner to Manila Digger.
Ghanaian defender has done well given the circumstances, often outnumbered in his duels. Nishioka. Kenji's outswinger. Able to find Babukar Ture, and it's not going to be a problem. Manila Digger have done well to re-establish control after a nervy start to this second half.
Yeah, the midfield battle, I'll say, still being won by Manila Digger. Felonco, Nishioka, big part of that.
Ome lost momentum. Custodio had Guy breathing down his neck.
Miscommunication there between the One Taguig defenders. Nearly costly.
Schaffner just trying to send it to his twin towers. Usman Guy really struggling. He's gonna need a bit of treatment, it seems. Actually, didn't come right off. at halftime needed some treatment because of the effects of that stamp that he suffered on his shin.
Yeah, he went into the dugout with an ice pack.
He's a real trooper. And Toure just shielded off the ball. Kupic looking to play quickly. Cleverly dealt with by David Sambu.
Yeah, Mafra there misjudging the ball, looking to be their outlet now, no longer Patrick Reichelt just a little bit behind Mafra Correa at the moment. But it's a front two now for one Taguig. Let's see if that changes anything going into the last 30 minutes or so of this game.
Thiago Mafra giving chase, 23-year-old Brazilian. Of course, the transfer window just closed last week. I believe Mafra would be amongst the late additions. Ooh. Looking for a penalty, nothing given. Touched on by Mafra. Felonco finds the open man. Schaffner has Nishioka in front of him.
Well, pass.
Limbo had drifted. They can keep this one in play. Nishioka gets there. Oh.
Well, the intensity is there from Manila Digger. Going into their duels full throttle. What about that midfield anchoring from Felonco? It's been spotless tonight.
Cisse. Toure is hoping to run into it. Front line of Manila Digger coming alive once more. On the hour mark, 30 minutes to go. One Taguig still trailing in this contest. Glad you could join us on the Philippines Football League YouTube channel. Jingham Lang and Diego Cordero calling the action. 1-0 the scoreline. Saiku Cisse, the goal scorer. If this result stands, Manila Digger will go atop the league standings. Will leapfrog Kaya FC Iloilo, at least momentarily, until they see action tomorrow against Cebu.
Coach Scott Cooper there, really frustrated.
Real opportunity here for Manila Digger. Options in front of goal. And what a stop from Kupic.
That's the second time now he's won his one-on-one duel against an opposite attacker, and he's keeping his team in this game. Because without him, it would have been a totally different scoreline by now.
And here come one Taguig. Aldeguer has Ome in support. Sato unable to swing that wide to Hiraishi. And it's going to be a foul by Agiemang. What an opportunity for Manila Digger. Babukar Toure bearing down on goal. Had Cisse in the middle and Nishioka further out wide. Opted to go on his own. And in his way, Milos Kupic.
Well, if Manila Digger don't win this game, they'll definitely look back on those two one-on-ones that were saved by Kupic.
Felonco again. Great vision. Just about kept in. All alone, Troy Limbo pulls the trigger. Blocked by Custodio.
Limbo in acres of space in that moment.
Nishioka fouled by Agiemang. Digger finding themselves in a lot of room in and around the box of one TAGUIG, but they have not been able to take advantage. Got to the ball there, Agyemang, but clipped Nishioka on the way through.
It's a dangerous opportunity to give away. Set piece in a good crossing position. It's going to be Nishioka to take it. In swinger.
Capable of a very good delivery, Nishioka. It's from a great angle as well. Played quickly. Limbo. Never really got a hold of that. Had a great chance, Troy Limbo. Could not direct it on target earlier. But again, the warning signs showing themselves for one TAGUIG.
Just wonder if Coach Scott Cooper's thinking about making more changes to this team.
Aldiger doing well. Mafra. He's got to get it back. Mafra's ball into the box. Ture. He's got Taninko in front. Uses the option. Taninko now. Ooh, a clear foul from Hall. They play on. And Custodio. Put a stop to that attack. You'd expect a booking for Stephen Hom. And it is a yellow card.
Manila Digger looking for that chance on the counter. Going from back to front. Just like that. Must say the pace they hold on the transition is quite frightening. It beat Hom there. It didn't beat Custodio in the end. Here was the foul. Clear yellow card.
Taninko needing a moment to recover from that. He was running at full pace. He was cleaned out by Stephen Hom.
Andres Aldiger is going to require some treatment here. So not ideal if you're one TAGUIG FC.
Certainly a worry, particularly since he's been one of the liveliest since the restart.
Yeah, not just in this game, but in this season so far. Andres Aldiger as a right winger has a goal that came against Cebu. Got an assist in that game to Reichelt. Forced an own goal against Aguilas, and he's been probably their most threatening attacker since the halftime interval. He is back on his feet, so promising for one TAGUIG.
Still holding on to that hip. Perhaps one of the revelations this season has been the pace and power of Andres Aldiger that's being unleashed on that right flank. Brian Buergo now getting out of the way of Nishioka, who's had a lot of opportunities to deliver dangerous set pieces into the box. Just wants to dial it down here, Mick John Pineda, between Ture and Ome. The deep delivery. Chance here for Digger. Flies across goal. Second opportunity. Chance to attack. Saved by Kupic.
Kupic again bailing out his defensive back line. Again, if it weren't for him, scoreline would have been much different by now.
Cisse being called for the foul just on the release. Still 22 minutes to go in regulation. The changes will start to come for TAGUIG. Looking for inspiration off the bench. Cisse. Off target, wouldn't have counted if he had found the frame, was offside. It's just gone a little bit early, or the ball actually was delivered rather late. A pair of substitutions set to come for Coach Scott Cooper.
Reichelt is screaming for the ball. In the end, played to the other side.
Great play from Sambu into Toure. Sato stepping in. It's a great ball forward. Patrick Reichelt unable to control it, but wins a corner kick. A wonderful opportunity. Sayang yun.
That's so unlike him. We all thought there that once that diagonal pass from Sato came through, he would have controlled it and forced the shot, but in the end, he just misjudged it. In fact, he does well to win a corner in the end. Could have been much more for Patrick Reichelt.
Injury forcing Aldeguer off. Hiraishi making way as well. With Kurt Dizon checking in. Alongside Arash Shaham Matinejad.
Player number 88, Naoto Hiraishi, replaced by player number 7, Arash Shaham Matinejad.
Knocked on. Not quite cleared by Manila Digger, but here they come now. 3-on-2. Make that 4 now as Limbo makes the space. Cisse squaring it for Limbo. Kupic, another big save.
Well, if this game ends in a draw, Kupic probably has the strongest case for man of the match. As my voice cracked there. That's how intense this has been.
Incredible piece of running from Troy Limbo.
Again, the pace on the counter for Manila Digger. Rapid.
And fully committed to it. How many bullets have TAGUIG dodged? Or perhaps a better way to put it, how many bullets has Kupic shielded them from?
Again, a former Serbia U19 international. Played in Serbia for various clubs, now here in the Philippines. Proving his worth, Milos Kupic.
Reichelt turning away. Gets it back. Finding room. Was hoping for an exchange, but Mafra couldn't control it.
Yeah, Mafra, clearly the target, number 9 type of striker, just posting up against his defender there, nearly combining with the Reichelt. I think Reichelt is enjoying this role more because he's not the target man now. He can play off the target man rather.
Game now resembling a little bit more of what was expected prior to kickoff. Hello. Bit of a touch there from Omar NG.
What a touch that was from the goalkeeper. Again, not the number 1. So you do want to make a good display of yourself, but clearly having fun there.
Tight game. It's a deep delivery right to Toure as well. Fantastic ball from the goalkeeper. Sato under pressure, doing enough to deny Toure, but not enough to deny a corner kick. A great crowd here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Great to see the fans showing up. Weekends now packed with fantastic quality football. Triple header on Saturday, a double header on Sunday. Quality matches right within reach here in the city of Manila. Digger looking for insurance. They could get it here. Over the bar.
Another warning sign there for the defense of TAGUIG. Again, they go away unpunished. Do wonder how many chances Manila Digger are going to take before the next goal of this match, if it comes their way.
First touch para kay Arash. Expected to bring a bit of inspiration off the bench. Looks a man of significant pace. Schaffner denying him. Missed clearance, but a great touch. To get that under control, Modu Juf.
If it works, it works.
One thing you must say about these players from the Gambia, they're giants out there on the pitch. They use their physicality well, but also the technique, impeccable. Couple substitutions now being prepared by Manila Digger, expecting OJ Clarino to take the pitch. It's not going to happen before this throw-in. Schaffner. Arash sends it back into the danger zone, but he wins the whistle. So here come the substitutions. It looks like we're going to see Limbo be replaced. Coming on, Dylan Wamba Tafem, who started the previous match, and OJ Clarino, also a starter in their previous outing. Off comes Troy Limbo. Still waiting to see on the confirmation on who else gives way.
Substitution for Manila Digger FC. Player number 98, Dimitri Limbo, replaced by player number 27, OJ Clarino.
Couple of defensive-minded changes here from Manila Digger coaching staff. I think they want to play things safe, just stock up on their defensive for the last part of this game.
Two players who had opportunities to get a second for Manila Digger. Arash. Found by Reichelt. And took a nick off Usman Guy. Yes, sends that directly to Cisse. Ball to chase. Stephen Hom under pressure. Draws the whistle. Sato. Looking for that connection to Reichelt. Aguiemang. Clarino spinning. It's a little too safe. Interesting inclusion here. OJ Clarino, not in a fullback position. Is there to add a bit more into the midfield alongside Shermar Filonco.
A defender by trade, itong si Clarino, will definitely help them with his height. especially in scenarios like this.
It's a good delivery from Sato. Kurt Dizon looking to influence the match. Has that ability to make a bit of magic. Itong si Kurt Dizon. And here he is. Turning. Winning a corner kick.
Yeah, good defensive work there from Ziggy Taninko, just to follow Kurt Dizon. Again, just over 10 minutes plus stoppage time now. TAGUIG FC running out of time. If they're going to do anything in this match, have to do it sooner rather than later.
There hasn't been too many stoppages either, so you don't expect too much to be added on. Bias. Deflected cross, and that one's going to go wide. Corner kick once more. For all of the improvements that TAGUIG have shown in this second half, they haven't really tested Omar NG. They're going to put pressure on him now. Physical duel. Won by one button. Gets it to Guy. Oh, a soft touch. Dizon.
Dizon there bringing out the street football skills.
Oh. TAGUIG just guilty of a few sloppy passes. Taking the wind out of their own sails when they do have the ball.
Felonco. There again, he's been all over the place in a good way. The whole match, getting stuck in there against Kurt Dizon. Definitely a contender for man of the match if things stay the same.
Wamba Tafem. Been lively since coming on. Crosses it early. OJ Clarino. Saw nothing but green lights there. Pulled the trigger.
A defender's effort there. Probably not one of those players you want that type of chance to fall to. Nevertheless, he went for goal.
Sato.
Manila Digger comfortable with playing behind the ball. We have seen that they're rapid on their transition. Definitely their blueprint for the last 10 minutes of this game.
Some very interesting audience members here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Coach Hans-Michael Weiss here. Saw earlier Coach Mark Torcaso of the women's team. Right shot gets it to Ome. Agyemang looking for Arash. Stephen Hom pushing forward. They're risking it here. They're throwing everything forward now. TAGUIG.
Stephen Hom has remained up front to provide an aerial threat. He's been told to go back now. Very compact. Very compact from Manila Digger. So hard to break them down. Again, they conceded the least goals of anyone last season. We're seeing that type of solidity again here tonight. Again, they conceded in all their PFL games so far this season, but tonight they've stood up to the test of the TAGUIG front line.
I've seen different versions of Manila Digger this season. Reichelt getting a dangerous ball in. Arash crowded out. It's Taninko who races away. Hom. Getting in the way, Agyemang.
Rachel will feel that someone should have gotten on the end of that cross. Did well to take out the cross given the circumstances. He's going to send another one in here.
Its bodies in the box. Goes beyond the intended targets. Its bodies in the box. Goes beyond the intended targets. Digger. Opportunity to find Cisse or to slow things down. But hesitated in finding him. Ultimately, he's offside.
Goalkeeper of Manila Digger down at the moment. Referee hasn't seen it. Well, now he stops the game. Again, they've already lost their number 1 in Asong to a red card.
So it's Nelson Gasic as their option off the bench. Nelson Gasic. Will he be needed? He's definitely been asked to warm up. I'm quite curious if there was any contact on NG. He's saying his left ankle is a problem. Cause for concern para sa kupunan ng Manila Digger. He's been quite solid in between the sticks today. Not a player you want to lose. Particularly since it would be a nightmare situation for Nelson Gasic to be sent on at this point of the game. Meanwhile, a couple substitutions coming on. Schaffner going to be replaced by Darwin Regala. And we're going to see Yuga Watanabe come on. And he's going to replace the goal scorer, Saiko Cisse. Who's been rather quiet in the second half.
Yeah, a little bit of rotation here from Manila Digger. Again, they have a lot of games coming up, not just in the PFL. Again, for those who aren't aware, they're actually in the AFC Challenge League, which is the 3rd competition for AFC. And they'll travel to Cambodia, I believe, later in October. So they definitely need to use their whole squad, not just one starting 11. Need to use their whole 23 if they're going to have a successful season. Again, a lot of games still yet to be played this season. Double round robin followed by another round. That is a lot of games.
Cisse applauding as he comes off. He is the difference maker. A type of player that doesn't need to affect the game for large portions, but when he has his moment, you can make the most of it. He certainly made one in the 10th minute, converting that one, ensuring that Manila Digger have the advantage here tonight. Ome. Arash. He's got 3 to aim for. He's got Reichelt just beyond. Darwin Regala's first contribution is a clearance to Watanabe. Custodio under pressure. 3 minutes to go.
A lot of defensive-minded players on the pitch right now for Manila Digger. Let's see if they can hold on and dig in deep. No pun intended.
Straight into the hands of Scott Cooper. Here comes a substitution as Hamed Hajimadi is set to come on for Agyemang.
Substitution for One Taguig FC. Player number 71, Isaan Opugo Agyemang, replaced by player number 10, Hamed Hajimadi.
Will it take a bit of Hamed magic to unlock Manila Digger?
Definitely a player who can create something out of nothing. They'll be hoping for some of that here.
Sato getting it out wide. Dizon. Ajimadi's first touch. Ahmed. Ball into the box, it's a good one. And into the hands of NG.
Again, good involvement there from the goalkeeper. Looks fine after his earlier treatment. Want to get going a little bit more direct there. Running out of time. So I think they'll probably continue to go direct for the rest of this game.
Foul drawn by Arash. Custodio has room to carry, but he's offloaded to Ham. Omei rather, was well read. It's a clear foul. Clash of the two number 15s. Been quite a performance as well. Mula kay Pa Usman Guy. Tireless in midfield.
Yeah, they've outran their counterparts. It's just a few moments away now until they get their reward, barring anything miraculous.
Ham getting to that. It's dropped for Nishioka. Nishioka getting past Osei. Looking for the runner inside the box. Nobody there. The ease in which he skipped past Omei.
There will be a minimum of 6 minutes of additional time.
I heard it there from the stadium announcer. 6 na minuto ay dadagdag.
Reichel is absolutely fuming at his midfield. So is Hamed. Frustrations boiling over now for Taguig.
As it stands, this will be the first defeat of Taguig this season. Clarino tidily done. Nishioka racing to the middle. As an option out wide. Watanabe in all kinds of room on the opposite flank. Remains unfound. Clarino! Has scored a few bangers in his day. That would have been one that would have been for the books. Not far away at all.
Well, he is a defender, but he found himself in a number 9 position. That ball just grazing over top of the woodwork.
Great use of the body. Watanabe offside. Pass was delayed. He's gonna go alone, Wamatafem. Just opened up for Dylan in the end. Manila Digger just hoping and dreaming that they can find a bit of insurance. They've had their chances. Numerous ones in this second half.
It's Route 1 football now for Taguig. Barely have any time left.
Omei straight to Felonco. Great drop on the shoulder from Guy. There's a lot of yellow shorts forward. Great pass! And Kupic gathers. Already in front and still looking the more likely to score.
Whatever happens in this match, I think Kupic will be, as an individual, happy with his performance. So many saves throughout this 90.
Regala winning that header. Wins his second one. Dizon able to turn. Chance to pull the trigger. What a strike. What a save.
Everyone on the one Taguig bench, hands on their heads. Everyone there thought for a moment it was 1-1. There's still a corner though. Hamed to take.
Corner kick. Sato's effort, goal bound.
Well, the two best chances of one Taguig in the second half, falling right at the death. There'll be no rush to take this goal kick. Do wonder if there's even enough time for one Taguig to create another chance. Manila Digger a bit lucky there that for the first chance it was saved by the goalkeeper, and for the second it was just wide from Sato.
Oof, would have been a great touch from Nishioka to bring that down. One of the question marks for Manila Digger in this match is what would NG be able to do in the place of Michael Asong, and he's been sensational tonight. He's got a minute and 20 to survive. Clean sheet here, crucial for Manila Digger.
Would be their first of the season. Probably at their best possible resort to do it.
Diaz getting enough of the ball. Final minute. Tense all around. Everyone at the edge of their seat. Regala looks like he's going long here. It's quite the run-up. In the end, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. But he's taken precious seconds off the clock. Sambu gets it clear. It's going to be a substitution for Manila Digger as Usman Guy makes way for William.
Usman Guy just being told by the referee to leave the pitch on the other side. I think he wanted to take the long walk back to the dugout. He's being pushed by Arash. Arash asking for a yellow.
Substitution for the Manila Digger team.
Oh, what a game it's been for Usman Guy.
Usman Guy, replaced by player number 7, William Vist.
Past the 6 minutes of added time. It's going to be offside called on Watanabe. And this is it. Not what you wanted if you're Manila Digger. It's a final opportunity to get everybody inside the box, as Kupic is the one to take this. Will there be late drama in this match? The final opportunity now for one Taguig. NG out to collect, and that'll do it. Manila Digger go to the top of the table with a crucial victory over one Taguig.
Statement win from Manila Digger. As you mentioned, now leading the table, and they've beaten a one Taguig side who have also beaten other top 6 rivals. So this is a massive 3 points for Manila Digger, and they keep their first clean sheet of the season. But what a match to do it. In truth, could have been a lot more than just 1-0, but I don't think they'll mind, because in the end of the day, it's the 3 points that matters most for Manila Digger, and they got it here.
Not only did they get 3 points, it was their best performance of the season so far. It started off a bit shaky in the second half. DIGGER getting that opportunity early on, and then the opportunities to add to the advantage constantly denied by the man in purple, Kupic. What a time to pull out this assured performance for Manila Digger. They've been hot and cold, conceding 6 in 3 games. But now, or rather 5 in 3 games, but now, all of a sudden, it's the Manila Digger of last year that we've seen.
Yeah, we saw tonight why this team finished only a point off the championship last season. And we saw why this is the team that is, well, one of the 3 teams that is in international competitions. It's because they can pull out results like this. Again, they can dig in deep when it matters most. What an almighty 3 points this is for Manila Digger.
Capping off our Saturday triple header, Manila Digger with a massive victory over TAGUIG. 3 points, and to the top of the table they go. Sekou Cisse, the lone goal scorer, as TAGUIG suffer their first defeat of the season. We hope you enjoyed the action here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. For my partner, Diego Cordero, my name is Jing Hamlang. See you tomorrow for more Philippines Football League action.
What was going through my mind during the game was we have to win this game because we are going for the league, and right now the title race is tight between us and Kaya, just like last season the way it was. So we're not ready to miss any point behind now. We want to click like we used to be in the last season, so that we can go with that shape into the AFC Challenge League. So we are really preparing hard in the training ground and in the games to make sure we win all the games. Thank you.
And what is your message to all the fans of Manila Digger FC?
Let them keep supporting